Hello and welcome back to everybody on the Football Zone and to a weekend previewing the Premier League action this weekend. But before that, we're going to have a quick recap of the English clubs in Europe, starting off with Chelsea. And yeah, they got a 1-0 win over Benfica. A good win for them, much needed win. It wasn't a classic performance or anything like that, but I just feel with Chelsea's struggles recently, it was just a victory they needed to get. It was an early own goal. João Pedro sent off late on, but a winning return for Jose Mourinho as he loses. But Galatasaray 1, Liverpool 0. Another concerning performance for Liverpool. Osimhen with an early penalty, and then after that, Liverpool they were probably slightly the best team, but just didn't get that goal. Weren't struggling as concerned to see, and I just feel like some of Liverpool's performances recently haven't been great. Tottenham will be disappointed to any draw at Bodo Glimt. They'll feel that was a must-win game, but coming from behind, you can take positives from it. Arsenal getting a win over Olympiacos. Monaco and Man City drawing. I think City will be slightly disappointed with that result, but Newcastle really laying down a marker against Union St. Gallosi. And in the Europa League, it was a really concerning loss for Ange Postecoglou's Forest, and he really is struggling, and fans may be turning against him already, so not an ideal start at all. But for Aston Villa, a game which I thought could be quite tough for them, a win away at Feyenoord, that's a really impressive performance, and Crystal Palace continue their very impressive performance with a win over Dynamo Kiev, even with going down to 10 men for the last 15 minutes, so very encouraging signs for Oliver Glasner's team. And welcome back to another on the Football Zone and to a weekend previewing the Premier League action before the international break. And an intriguing fixture this weekend. So let's get straight into things with Bournemouth against Fulham. And Bournemouth and Fulham probably having disappointing results last time out. But I think it's been a relatively promising start to the season for both of them. I think though at the moment, Bournemouth really is a tough place to go to. So I'm not feeling too optimistic for Fulham in this game. And I think Bournemouth probably will have enough to get the win. I'm going to say it'll be 2-1 to the Cherries. Moving on into Leeds against Tottenham, and Leeds will probably feel unfortunate not to get a win against Bournemouth last time out. Tottenham though, disappointing result at home to Wolves. So I think both these teams looking to bounce back, and as we've seen so far this season, the newly promoted teams are a lot more competitive now than they were last season. I think that will give Leeds confidence, but at the same time, I have been pretty impressed with Thomas Frank and his Spurs side to kickstart the season. So it's going to be a tough game this one, and I'm going to say Spurs will have enough to get the win here. I'm going to say it'll be 2-0. Moving on into Arsenal against West Ham, and Nuno showed promising signs to kick off his reign as West Ham manager against Everton, but Arsenal, the characters come back against Newcastle was huge, and I think that's going to be a massive result for them in their title bid. And I think, it's just down the road, but I think for Nuno's first away game, it could be second away game, it could be a very tough one. I'm going to say it will be a 2-0 win for Arsenal here. Moving on into Manchester United against Sunderland at Old Trafford. And this is going to be a very intriguing game because Manchester United, got that win over Chelsea, surely promising signs, but no, losing to Brentford last weekend is a huge blow, but for Sunderland, they kick-started their brilliant start to the season, with another win. So it's going to be intriguing. Normally you say United will be the favourites here, but this time round, you just don't know, do you? You could easily see Sunderland causing an upset, but I'm going to say United at home will probably have enough. I'm going to say a 2-0 win. Moving on to Chelsea against Liverpool in a very exciting Saturday night football game. And this is interesting. Chelsea, their form recently hasn't been great, has it? Let's be honest. Since that win over Fulham, no wins in the league, and dropping down the table against the Liverpool side, who personally I haven't been massively impressed with, but have won every single game except for that loss to Crystal Palace last time out. So this is going to be an intriguing game. It feels like the chance for one of these sides to get to them form, but at the same time, I think at Stamford Bridge there might not be much separated two sides. I'm going to say 1-1. Moving on into Aston Villa against Burnley at Villa Park, and Aston Villa coming into this one off the back of a few wins in a row in all competitions. Now hopefully that's really going to kick-start their season. A big win over Fulham last time out. You kind of feel is a big result for them. So it's going to be a very intriguing game, this one, against the Burnley side, who probably out of the newly promoted sides have struggled most this year. I'm going to say it will be a 2-0 win for Aston Villa. Moving on into Everton against Crystal Palace at the Hill Dickinson Stadium, and this is another intriguing game. I think Everton have had a relatively decent start to the season, but there are a few signs of frustration against the Crystal Palace side, who have been flying out the blocks and been so impressive really, all the way going back to last season with that famous FA Cup victory. And it's going to be a very tough game for Palace, but I don't think you can underestimate Everton too. But at the same time, I'm just so impressed with how Palace are doing recently, so I'm going to say 2-1. Moving on then to Newcastle against Forest at St James's Park. And yeah, this is another intriguing game. Ange Postecoglou, I think it's fair to say, hasn't got under the best start his time as Forest manager against the Newcastle side, who seems to be being pegged back at the moment, don't they, with those few last minute losers and stuff like that. So yeah, both these teams need a result, and I feel like at home Newcastle will probably get it. 2-1 to the team for me. Moving on into Wolves against Brighton at Molineux, and yeah, an intriguing game this one. Wolves obviously got their first point of the season. It should have been 3 really at Tottenham, shouldn't it? And hopefully that'll give them a lot of momentum moving forwards. But at the same time, taking on a Brighton team who've got a couple of victories in a row, so they'll be feeling optimistic coming into this game. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, this one. I feel like Wolves could take the momentum, but Brighton also a good little team. I'm going to say it'll be a draw. Move on into Brentford against Man City at the G-Tech, and Brentford of course getting that huge win over Manchester United last night, a big win for Keith Andrews, but at the same time City thrashing Burnley. It does feel like they are kind of getting into their stride for this season now and look a very good team. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, this game. I feel like it's one that really could go either way, but I think with the quality of Man City, I'd say you probably back a City win here, so I'm going to say it'll be 2-0 to City. Guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily football news, meme and content. Subscribe for our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.